Welcome back, fellow astrologers. Today we're going to talk about the Ascendant in video D1, the Mask and the Gateway. First, we're going to talk a little bit about the Ascendant. Then we're going to go over some of the more details about it, the chart details. Then we'll come over here and talk about where it connects in the Keyring. And then we'll come back and read these keywords. So let's go over here. The ascendant or rising sign marks the eastern horizon at the exact moment of birth. It represents how we meet the world, our outward personality, physical appearance, and instinctive response to life. While the sun describes your core essence and the moon your inner essence, the ascendant is a filter through which both are expressed. It colors first impressions and shapes the lens through which others see you. Astrologers often describe it as your social mask or style of initiation, how you begin things, approach people, and navigate daily life. Because it changes every 2 hours, it's one of the most time-sensitive aspects of a chart and crucial to calculating the houses. So one thing I want to mention real quick, we do put it together in with the luminaries. Traditional astrology always says that the sun and the moon are the true luminaries because they shed light and they don't retrograde like the other planets that aren't actual light shading. They're just like stars. But the ascendant holds just as much weight as the sun and moon in the chart. Now, most people just know the sun when they think about the horoscopes and think about like that, what their sun signs is. But your moon and your ascendant both have just as much strength in what your personality is as the sun does. It's very important to know what those two are to tell a lot about what your superego is, what your ego, and your subconscious. Knowing all three sides of that lets you know about what side of a person you're dealing with when you're interacting with a person, if you know what those three signs are. The more honest they're going to be, the deeper they're going to be with their revealing of those planets. So you'll know more about the moon on the deeper side, but as they're more guarded, they're going to show you more of their ascendant. As they get more comfortable, you'll hit the sun and eventually the moon. But we'll get into that more later on. The ascendant is just the beginning. So like all of our other pages, we have a set of links. This one's only got a couple because it goes back to the beginning planets. And they also have the first house. We talk about that in the E1. It always represents the first house. Let's go over some of these chart details. It is a luminary. It's how we refer to it as. Specializes in personal projection, superego, first impression, instinct, behavior, and appearance. It's located right here at the first house. Your ascendant is always the thing that kicks off your chart for the houses. It's right here. And yes, this luminary has no ruling sign or planetary dignities. Yes, and so right here, this is the first house. It will change, like it said there, every 2 hours. So this is something you'll want to check out very specifically on what time you're born. You need to know what time you're born because it changes so quickly. But as you'll see, they'll rotate this way and move around. So your planets could be somewhere in one of these other houses, any one of them. And that can flavor how the house looks. And that will get more into the E section when we talk about the houses. But it's all set up by the ascendant. One thing I always like to do, we like to give the general keywords on top of some positive traits as well as negative because we want a good balance. And you might notice that some of these keywords overlap with some other things later on. Is because they share certain similarities with other signs as well as other planets that might have some different modalities or elements that have similar keywords. So let's talk about those. General, persona, style, first impression, identity, gateway, filters, superego. Positive traits, approachable, self-aware, present, grounded, focus and energetic. Negative traits, guarded, inconsistent, defensive, misunderstood, over-identifying with persona. These are some great keywords here that do a good job of summing up what an ascendant is. Well, that pretty much sums up everything about the ascendant. Tune in next time where we're going to talk about the first planet, D2, the next luminary, the Sun. We hope you have enjoyed this video from our Astrology Keyring series. If you like the content, please like, follow, and share with your friends. Thank you for watching and have a blessed journey.